Let's just do this one clip about of Limbaugh. Is this from Fox and Friends or yeah? Okay,
Fox and Friends play Limbaugh.
So, what do you do if you're Fox and Friends and you want to make the argument that there is a lot of support for Donald Trump in his shutdown, despite the fact that you're looking at polling that shows that Trump's base is even abandoning him right now? Not totally. There's, we've said for years, there's 35% of the country that will never, ever, that will always support somebody like this. And there was, it's down even significantly among suburban men. He has his approval rating, according to this NPR PBS Marist poll, 39% approve, 53% disapprove. That's a 7% change from December. This can go back up, who knows? But also, there's only 36% of people said they would definitely vote for him, while 48% said they definitely would not. 57% said they will definitely, 57% said they would definitely vote against him. Those are bad numbers. Now, it's quite possible somehow Trump brings out even more people from last time, but 57% of people saying they're definitely going to vote against you. Doesn't matter who the candidate is. He could win. There could be three major candidates in this election. I mean, it's conceivable, right? I mean, so it's not like, but in terms of any conversation about, who the Democratic Party should nominate, the idea that there are people, I'm sure there are some people who cannot win in any situation. I like the joke that Martin O'Malley would have won in 2016. I don't know if specifically Martin O'Malley would have won. It's just my way of saying most Democrats would not have had the same liabilities, would have matched up better with Trump in particular. I think, Clinton matched up perfectly well with all the other Republicans. But, people who play sports know that, you can have certain traits that certain candidates or players have that match up better or worse against other ones. That's, a dynamic that's not hard to see. But so Fox and Friends is trying to salvage this. And what's their argument as to why Trump still has a lot of support and why, Trump can win? Well, it's obvious. Rush Limbaugh does a radio show.
They all want the president to continue doing this. Even the people that are furloughed said, please, President, press on. Rush Limbaugh had this to say.
Pause it. Yeah, we should just say. That's not true.
I saw segments about a government worker rationing her insulin intakes, which was actually mortifying and depressing. But just as point of reference for what they're asking the president to do.
I am sure there are government workers out of the 800,000 who have been furloughed who have said, I hope President Trump continues this.
Sure.
I would say with more assuredness, the vast, overwhelming majority of federal workers do not want this to continue.
Rush Limbaugh had this to say.
I'm just going to tell you, folks, if President Trump can hang in there, if he can hang in there and not go wobbly, he can win this. It's going to be a few more weeks. There can be a lot of risks. There can be a lot of temptations to drop the ball and cave. I don't mean cave. There's going to be a lot of temptation to make a deal. But he can win this if he just hangs in there.
I think he went to a commercial.
Right. Yeah, and he did, obviously.
Wait, what?
That's why I pulled that clip.
Then he went to a commercial.
What?
Can we get a Photoshop of Trump on that cat poster? Like, hang in there, baby.
Yeah, no kidding. But what, Ducey was drunk? What was going on there? And then he went to a commercial. Yeah.
Hangs in there.
Then he went to a commercial.
Right. Yeah, and he did, obviously. But I would say this.
Obviously,
The president
yeah.
can win by still compromising. He's not going to get everything he wants. It's impossible for every president to
already
get everything he
compromised.
wants. But he's got to get, he wants between, obviously, over the 1.3, up to 5.8, maybe give up some DACA, pathway to citizenship. There's something else they could do there, but I think doing a deal also shows great leadership, because right now, the polls show he is getting most of the blame. 49% blame him, 33% blame the
Right.
Democrats. That's the general population.
Right, but going in, he said, I'm going to own it. And so the American public reflects that. All right, meanwhile,
Now, they're so confused about this. First of all, they play a Limbaugh clip. Now, Kilmeade has a show on radio, and I would imagine he needs to be in Limbaugh's good graces to be on to get more affiliates. But it's odd that he's completely undercutting Limbaugh's point in many respects. The deal that he was talking about was on the table last year. The DACA stuff, the Democrats, I think, would make that deal. Trump will not make that deal. Maybe at one point he will, but that's a deal that was on the table that the Democrats thought they had, that they'd agreed on. And then Stephen Miller, somebody stepped in and said, no. And then you've got Ducey seems to be drunk and mad at Kilmeade, like, oh, I'm going to contradict everything you're saying. Then he went to commercial.
Yeah, Mr. Book Author, Mr. Guy who writes his own books. Fuck you, Brian.
Yeah. But he said he owned it. That's why the public's responding that way. And you can see Kilmeade just going like, I'm ruining it.
I love it.
You're ruining it for me.
I hope there's that real tension there.
That would be great. Yeah, I would love to hear the tell-all book about that. That would be. Here is.